Well, tonight, 2 city council members and 2 members of the Huntsville Board of Education gathered together with community members to discuss the current state of our education system and how schools are doing. One of the main topics of tonight's meeting was overcrowding of schools. Our Nixon Norman has more.
As the city grows, more families need to send their kids to school. Residents in the area worry about overcrowding in schools, but the solution is not as simple as building another one.
If you were to say today, we've got to have a high school, signed, sealed, delivered, bar none, no questions asked. Well, we can't just go build a high school in Hampton Cove right now for just the Hampton Cove community.
And sometimes not even allowed in specific areas due to demographic requirements.
The demographic makeup of that community is not one that would support a new high school. What is much more likely to happen if we go to Judge Heikla and we go to the Department of Justice is that community zoning would get cracked. Half of that community would maintain its attendance at Huntsville High School, and the other half would be rezoned for Lee or New Century High School.
2, the building of another school in an area can't be based off projected stats or what people personally think about all the growth taking place here.
Schools are built more often than not to capacity, and that is not by choice, but it is, however, by design, because our funding mechanism is relied on our average daily attendance. So for us to be able to build a school building beyond capacity with a formula ideally that would be able to go and say, okay, we're projecting a growth pattern of X amount of new students per month is just, according to state law, by my understanding, is something that we don't have the flexibility to do.
Although there's not a short-term solution, there are many solutions in the works.
We are in the process of rolling out what will ultimately be somewhere between a 5- and 10-year capital plan,
which may be able to explain some of the multi-million and billion-dollar contracts the city has signed in recent history.
What a lot of people don't realize is that industrial development, when it comes in, for every $1 billion worth of industrial development, $5 million comes into the school system. That's one reason we have looked at some very expensive projects. They don't provide as many jobs, but they have a lot of investment in the community, and that investment in the community comes back to your school systems.